Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a special guest, little Miss Adeline. Say hi, baby. Say hi to everyone. She was awake, so I just figured I would videotape it with her in it today. But today's video is going to be my labor and delivery story. I had a wonderful experience with having Adeline. Adeline was born on January 15th at 9 o'clock on the dot. It's so funny because the night before, me and Mike went out to dinner, and I said to Mike, I said, what time do you think she's going to be born? And he said 9 o'clock. And I was like, yeah, right. And he was like, no, she's going to be born at 9 o'clock. And lo and behold, when they pulled her out of my stomach, it was funny because I had a C-section. And the big clock on the wall, they looked at and they were like, it's 9 o'clock. And my doctor was like, 9 o'clock? And everybody in the room kept going, 9 o'clock? And it was just so funny because I just looked at Mike. I was like, no way, was she not born at 9 o'clock? But she was born at 9 o'clock on the dot. I was scheduled a C-section because I had a little breech baby. We found out Adeline was breech on the, I think it was like my 32nd week, I would say, probably like 32 weeks. I was at a 3D ultrasound, and Adeline wasn't cooperating well. We couldn't get good pictures of her, and the ultrasound tech said, you know, she's breech, right? And I was like completely shocked. I was like, no, my doctor, you know, never said anything about it. So she was like, yeah, she's breech, you know, we're probably not gonna get good pictures of her, because she was like all like under my ribs and stuff. So I went back to the doctor that week I think my appointment was on a Wednesday, and my her doctor's appointment was on a Friday. And I went to the doctor. They did an ultrasound on her because I had mentioned that I went to the 3D, and you know, they had trouble because they said that she was breech, and they did the ultrasound and she was definitely breeched. My doctor told me, because I was like completely shocked, my doctor said to me that since she was breeched, I guess that point, she was pretty confident that she wasn't gonna flip. I went, and of course, out of all doctor's appointments, I never went to one doctor's appointment alone. I either had Mike with me, my mom with me, or my nanny with me. And the one time I went by myself, it was like, I was like dumbfounded, because the doctor was like, yeah, you're gonna go home tonight, I'm gonna have, oh my goodness, are you okay? She always says this. You okay, baby? She's sleeping now. But yeah, so the doctor said to me, you know, you're gonna go home, and my what do they call it? The surgeon scheduler person, whoever that is gonna call you to schedule your C-section. And I was like, oh my god, you know, like, I definitely wasn't ever expecting to have a C-section, and I especially wasn't expecting them to, you know, to schedule me that night. So, and then my doctor also gave me the option of having the procedure done to flip her, but me and my husband and, you know, everybody else that I talked to, like my mom and things like that, we all had the same mindset that if Adeline was comfortable the way that she was breech, there was a reason why she was like that, and, you know, she was healthy. I didn't want to mess with that by being selfish and flipping her just so I could go natural. So I just decided to go with the C-section. I personally really wanted to go naturally, but, you know, it just wasn't an option for me. So we just went the C-section route. So the doctor called, or the surgeon called me. We picked the 15th, and, you know, we just went with it. I had the C-section in the morning. We arrived to the hospital at 6 o'clock, and surgery began at, was it 6 o'clock? 6:30. I had to be at the hospital. I had to be at the hospital at 6:30. And then surgery was supposed to start at 8:30. Yeah, surgery did start at 8:30. The surgery started at 8:30. She was born by 9 o'clock. The C-section was super easy. Like the easiest thing ever. You literally just lay there. I was so scared. So scared the whole ride there. I barely even talked to Mike because I was so scared of getting the spinal. I heard terrible things about the spinal, and I did not want to get it done at all. But the person came in. They did the spinal tap. Mike wasn't in the room when they did the spinal either. They asked him to, that was the only part that Mike wasn't there for, was the spinal. But I was literally so scared to get the spinal that I was shaking. And they had to tell me to stop shaking. And he did the spinal, and I didn't feel a thing. Like, absolutely nothing. And when I told the nurses that, I was like, oh my god, I didn't feel a thing. They were actually like, well, I want to tell anybody that, because normally, that doesn't happen. So I got really lucky. I actually told the guy that did it that I was going to request him next time because of how much I loved him. So yeah, so the spinal was super easy. Surgery, super easy. The most amazing, I guess, half hour of my whole entire life was laying on that table and just hearing her cry for the very first time was, oh my god, I cried. It was amazing. It just really stinks with getting a C-section because they pull her out of you, and all the nurses and doctors are like, she's here. Mike got to see her. I was laying on the table. I couldn't see a thing. All I see was a big blue sheet in front of me, and you're laying flat as a board. So it's really hard to even to look around the room to see what's going on. But Mike got to see her. Mike was taking tons of pictures. And it was so cute because he just kept on telling me what she looked like, how much she weighed, how long she was, And I think it's something special because I carried Adeline for 9 months inside of me. And, Mike never got to experience that. So when Mike finally got to see his little girl, he was the first one to see her, the first one to hold her hand, and I just think that's really special that they have that bond because, like I said, I held her for 9 months. I already, bonded with her that way, and then her dad got to do that with her, so I think that's really special for them too, and I'm not jealous of them, jealous of that at all, that he got to see her first. I actually like it. So yeah, so he got to see her. Him and Adeline then left the room. They took Adeline into another room and went with her. And then they sewed me all back up together. Then after, they sewed me all back together, they wheeled me into a room and Mike and Adeline were waiting for me. And there's a nurse in there that, was showing us things and just talking to us, telling us about her, and that's when they immediately they tell you to do skin to skin. For C-sections, if anybody else has ever had a C-section, I'm sure you know that you lose that special bonding moment, I guess, because as soon as a baby's born naturally, I've always been told that they put them right on your chest the minute that they come out bloody and everything. And with Adeline, they didn't do that because I was in half, So they put Adeline right on me, and I think by that point I have pictures. I'll have to look at the times of the pictures. I think that was so she was born at 9 o'clock. By that it was 9:30. So there was a half hour of me and her not together, and it was really sad. But it goes by really quick too. It's so fast. And then they immediately put you on there. She latched on immediately. And yeah, everything was good. The hospital that I delivered at Virtua Voorhees. Absolutely amazing hospital. I highly recommend it. I will never not have a baby at that hospital. The staff was wonderful. The food is phenomenal. Everybody, joked and said when I was pregnant, eat as much as you can because the food is great. Let me tell you, that food was amazing. The sugar cookies, by the way, anybody having a baby, and if you're going to Voorhees, please order sugar cookies and think of me when you order the sugar cookies, because the sugar cookies are the best in the whole entire world. I literally ordered 4 sugar cookies every time I ate. They were so good. But the food was great, staff wonderful, everything about my hospital experience was amazing. I'm not going to lie, the C-section sucked afterwards. I personally don't ever want to have a C-section again. Unless I have another baby in their breech, then I'm going to have no choice. But, I cried a lot the next day. The whole first day, after you have it, you have so much medicine in you that you don't feel anything. Like, I don't think I felt my feet and my, like, below my hips until, like, I think it was, like, 6 or 7 o'clock that night. Like, I finally started feeling things again. It took forever to even feel anything. But the next day was pretty rough because the pain medication wore off. You are completely not numb anymore. The next morning I was fine because I had a photographer come and that didn't bother me. But later that night, when I tried getting out of bed, it was really rough. I cried because I had to walk from my bed to the bathroom, and if anybody else has ever had a C-section, comment below and let me know if you've had this. But I felt like my incision is just burning, like a terrible sunburn. That's the only way I can explain it, is this burning feeling that you can't escape from. And all of your clothes feel like you're sticking to it, and they're really not. And it was just, oh my god, it was bad. I hated the C-section. But I felt like that probably for a while, like terrible. And then the doctor put me on Percocets. I cannot take Percocets. I become a crazy person. I was having dreams that night. And all the time while, like, when you have a C-section, you literally can't do anything. Like, you can't get out of bed. You can't move. Like, Mike was changing her diapers. Like, it was crazy. Because everything that I thought, like, I was going to be able to do, I didn't do. Like, I could barely even take care of my own baby that just was born into the world. And, it was very depressing the first, like, day or two. Because, like, I felt like a terrible mother. I cried because, Mike was changing her diapers. My mom was helping. And all I did was lay in bed, but I literally had no choice but to just lay in bed. But it's an absolute terrible feeling when, you have this brand new baby and you can't move. But, now that I look back on it and when I was crying, I couldn't help it. Like, I literally was just cut in half, not even 24 hours before, and then you take on this role as a mother where you're supposed to care for your baby, and it's hard because you can't get out of bed, and it puts you, and your hormones are already messed up because it's just part of pregnancy and birth, how messed up you are, and then the hormones on top of the way that I was really feeling, I was just basket case. But I was happy. I wasn't sad. Like, I don't think I definitely didn't have, like, postpartum or anything. It was just hormones. So, if you're a new mom and in the hospital and you feel it like this, like, I know it's easier said than done, but don't beat yourself up over it. Let everybody help you, because you need to heal for your baby for when she's home, because she needs you, or he needs you. So definitely take advantage of the help that you have. And my husband, oh my god, I cannot even believe the man that I never knew Mike was before having my baby. He was with me every step of the way, supporting me, helping me. I can't thank him enough. Like, the night after I had Adeline, I was on Percocets for the pain, and I was a mess. Like, I was having nightmares. I was like I had, oh my god, just terrible. I was literally a baby. Like, I was, like, asking nurses for medicine, and they were just giving me medicine, and, like, I didn't even know what was going on. I was so out of it. And the thing with Voorhees too, I don't know if it's all hospitals, it might be all hospitals, but, with the babies, they're in the room with you all the time. Like, they don't take your baby. which I loved. I mean, I still haven't left her to this day. She's not going anywhere. But you know, the night that I was messed up, Mike was taking care of me and her because she was up all night. I was like half in and out because I couldn't stay awake. And I was like having nightmares. I was yelling. I was asking for medicine that like the nurse literally just gave me, and I was like, "Can I have more medicine?" And they were like, "We literally just gave it to you." This is what I was told. But yeah, my husband, amazing. I remember when I was in the hospital why I married him. And what a good person he is. So I know he's probably gonna watch this too. So that one was for you, babe. But yeah, loved my hospital stay. Loved the experience of, you know, of staying in the hospital. It's actually, like, when I had to leave, I was actually, like, sad, because it meant that it was over. Like, I had, like, my baby to bring home, and it was just so sad, because I love her so much. And she's such a sweet little girl. She has attitude, though, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, definitely, if you're having a baby, savor every single moment, because it goes by, and I know you've been told this millions of times, but you will never get those moments back, and take advantage of every single moment that you have, because before you know it, it's done, and they're 7 weeks old, and you feel like crying because they're growing up so quickly. So yeah, but that was my hospital experience, C-section experience. I probably could have went into more detail, but I could literally talk all day about the hospital. I loved it. I loved having a baby, and I hope next time I get to go natural. I don't ever want to do a C-section again, because it was pretty rough after. But, you know, if you have to do it, you have to do it. You have no choice. They have to get to the world one way or another. And they say with C-sections that in natural birth that you either go through the pain before or you go through the pain after with the C-section. But next time I'm really, really hoping that the baby's not breech and I can go natural, because I just want to experience it. I want to know what it's like. I want to go through the motions. So hopefully that'll be it. And then if not, you know, like I said, if they want to be breech, they can be breeched. I'm okay with that too. They say breech babies are hereditary too, but I don't know any babies in my family that were breech. My husband's mom said that she was breech and her sister was breech, but I guess that's where it came from, why she was breech. And Adeline goes for an ultrasound on Wednesday because she was a breech baby, to get her hips checked. But the doctors check at the hospital too, her hips, to make sure that they were fine. And they said it was so far so good. Wednesday we go for the ultrasounds, and then in 6 months we have to go for x-rays. But like the doctor said, she moves her hips really good. So we're hoping, praying that, you know, it's fine. I personally think it's fine, but, you know, just to be safe, we have to make sure. Right, baby? She's so sleepy. And I think that's it. I'm gonna add some pictures after this of, you know, our Fresh 48. If you guys follow me on Facebook, I'm sure you guys have seen, like, the video. But we had a photographer come in the next day to take Fresh 48 pictures. She did an amazing job. So, and I have some videos of Adeline in the hospital. I really wish I recorded way more in the hospital than I did. Now that I'm doing this, and, you know, like savoring every single moment, because I didn't realize when I was in the hospital I wouldn't get these memories back. So yeah, so videotape a lot too. That's something else I wish I did. Videotape in the hospital. What else would I say? Oh, Mike didn't cut the umbilical cord, because with C-sections they really don't let you, but I heard that you have to ask. So I wish we asked, because I just assumed that they were going to let him, but they never did. So make sure if you're getting a C-section you ask. Oh, make sure, because this is something that nobody told us, you don't rest when you're in the hospital. And after you have a baby, you're exhausted. Like, literally the life is sucked out of you. And all night long, nurses are coming in and out, checking her, checking me, checking her, checking me. It's literally a non-stop routine all night. and they tell you to rest, but every time you fall asleep, somebody else is waking you up. But we figured this out literally our last night. There is a do not disturb sign out like on your door that you can put so the nurses don't take your vitals or anything. Sorry guys, my camera died and I lost my partner. She's napping now. Yeah, like I was saying, the sign out front of the door, make sure that you take advantage of that, because you're really going to need, you know, that extra sleep, because when you get home, you're not gonna sleep. And it's nothing like if you've never had a baby, it's nothing like, at least for me, it is nothing like what I thought it was, being sleep deprived, but your body gets used to it. But yeah, that's it. At the end of this video, I'm going to throw in some pictures from our Fresh 48, if you haven't seen them on my Facebook already. And I'll throw in some videos of Adeline, teeny tiny newborn Adeline, my poor baby. But yeah, that's it for this video. Like and subscribe, and you know, if you guys have any video recommendations, let me know, because I'm gonna start doing videos that you guys like. Like somebody gave me an idea to do a nursery tour, so that's gonna be my next video. I'm gonna give a tour of Adeline's room, and you know, the ideas behind it and where I got stuff from and things like that. So I will see you guys in my next video. Also, ignore my crazy hair. I just looked in the mirror when I got up. I didn't realize how crazy it was, but you know, it happens when you have a newborn in your house. You don't get your hair done every day. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!